Here are my picks for the NFC and AFC title game. I'm picking every single game all year long and challenging all of you to beat me. We only have 2 weeks left in the Mike Pick'ems challenge. I'll let you know how you can send in your picks at the end of the video. So think about who you got. Well, I give you who I got. Starting with the Kansas City Chiefs traveling on the road to Baltimore to play the 1-seeded Ravens. In an AFC title game, I'm sure none of us will forget. One thing that stands out to you about this game immediately is how even these defenses are, where both defenses' only weakness is stopping the run, with the Ravens being ranked 14th and the Chiefs being ranked 16th this season. But they are superhuman versus the pass, with both teams finishing in the top 5 overall passing defenses this year. That makes this game interesting because obviously the quarterbacks are the premiere of the show. Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes are going against two of the stingiest secondaries of the past 5 seasons, let alone this season. And the team who is successfully able to beat the other team's strong secondary may be the team that comes out on top. However, when you go to the offensive side of the ball, they aren't so even, at least as far as production this season goes. Travis Kelce undoubtedly had one of his worst years of his career. The reasons being could be multiple things, on and off the field. But with the Ravens getting Mark Andrews back and having Isaiah likely in this lineup to throw in as well, the Ravens are stronger offensively at tight end. At receiver, the Kansas City Chiefs have not been able to find a guy to step into that wide receiver 1 role. They've been looking ever since they got rid of Tyreek Hill. While over on the Baltimore side, Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and Odell Beckham Jr. have all stepped up to produce for Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh. You look at the offensive lines with the Chiefs down Joe Thuney, it's undebatable. This Baltimore offensive line is going to be healthy and much better, and even to how the quarterbacks have performed this year. Both these teams have guys that can run the football. And even if you look at each team's pocket this year, Lamar Jackson is going to be the league MVP for a reason, playing in the same conference as Patrick Mahomes. This Ravens offense is performing at a much higher level than the Chiefs offense. The Chiefs' weapons and depth in the passing game have struggled, while the Ravens have thrived. This comes down to, will Lamar Jackson be clutch and step up at home in this higher pressure moment? We've seen in a majority of his playoff games him have his worst performances, not including last week because he obviously went the fuck off. But will the better team step up and put down one of the best quarterbacks of all time already? I think that the Chiefs' only hope, their saving grace in this game, is if Isaiah Pacheco goes off and sets the tempo in this game from the very beginning, running straight into the middle of that Ravens defense. But Pacheco did not practice today. The dude's going into this game banged up with an injured toe. And guard Joe Thuney is hurt as well. It's looking like he's probably going to miss the game entirely. I'm going to say they do it. Give me the Baltimore Ravens to go to the Super Bowl this year. And please send Andy Reid and Travis Kelce into retirement. That would be the best possible outcome for sad Chargers fans like me. Which brings me to the NFC, where the Detroit Lions are going to San Francisco to play the 49ers. One thing I can say about this year's NFC title game, I think we have the 2 best NFC teams going at it. Because talent for talent, the Lions may be the only team that can match up with the 49ers. I personally think Jared Goff and Brock Purdy are similar level quarterback. It's very debatable and the numbers are pretty close, but when you strip it all away and talk about talent, these guys are on similar levels. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Deebo Samuel are such similar wide receivers. And if you include David Montgomery, the Lions backfield has just as much talent as San Francisco's, with equivalent level tight end and offensive line stars. I'll even raise your Nick Bosa with an Aiden Hutchinson. They wear the same damn number, and both teams have opportunistic secondary, with great young linebackers standing in the middle of it all. Unfortunately for the Detroit Lions, there are 2 categories that they lack in, where the 49ers are superhuman. And these are the 2 things that win loaded NFC title games like these: depth and experience. Because when you start to dig in further into these rosters, you start to see the depth that the 49ers actually have, with players like Dre Greenlaw, Brandon Ayuk, Elijah Mitchell, Chase Young, Javon Hargrave, and others that take this roster over the edge. The one hope that Detroit is playing for, the one thing that cannot be measured that can separate the Lions and send them to the Super Bowl, is heart. And if they play their asses off in this game, I mean, how hard will this team come out and play for their city? A city who has been starving for nearly a century, waiting on a moment just like this to arise. The Lions have been a laughingstock since the 1930s. I'm saying if this Lions team comes out with 100 years of heart, I think they got a chance. Too bad I don't pick these games with my heart and with my brain. I think the San Francisco 49ers will be heading to the Super Bowl against the Baltimore Ravens. That's my title game picks. Now go send in your title game picks. We're holding a fantasy lineup challenge with a limited number of spaces. You can go join at the link on my profile right now if you want to compete against me for a chance at these prizes. We only have one more game left to pick. Can't wait to see which teams I'll be picking between. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I appreciate you for tuning in so much. Before you go, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to support the channel. I'm trying to come to you more regularly here on YouTube. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if you haven't, there are a few YouTube videos up on the channel that you can go and watch. I'll put them in the end screen. Who will advance to this year's Super Bowl? I guess sooner rather than later, specifically on Sunday. The ball won't lie.